Welcome back to another fascinating journey into the world of psychology. Tonight, we're going to explore the interesting techniques that FBI interrogators use to understand human behavior. These are insights from decades of research into how people communicate, how they think, and how conversations really work. So get comfortable in your bed, adjust your pillow, close your eyes if you'd like, and simply listen. Let your mind absorb these fascinating facts as you drift into peaceful sleep. There's no need to remember everything. Just let the information flow over you like a gentle stream. We have plenty of time, and we're going to move through this slowly and calmly. So take a deep breath in and let it out slowly. And let's begin our exploration. Our first insight is about silence. When two people are talking and one person stops speaking, something interesting happens. The other person naturally feels compelled to fill that silence. It's a fascinating aspect of human psychology. We're social creatures and silence can feel uncomfortable. So we speak to maintain connection. FBI interrogators understand this natural human tendency, and they use it simply by waiting patiently after asking a question. It's not aggressive. It's simply an understanding of how humans naturally communicate. And as you listen to this, notice how calming silence can be when you're ready for sleep. The pauses between thoughts, the space between words. It's all part of the rhythm that helps you relax. The next thing to understand is about positioning. When people sit directly across from each other, face to face, it creates a certain energy. It can feel confrontational, but when someone sits at a slight angle, maybe 45 degrees to the side, conversations feel more comfortable, more natural, like two friends talking rather than two people in opposition. This is simple geometry, really. The angle of chairs in a room can change how safe people feel. It's used in therapy offices and friendly meetings, anywhere people want to have comfortable conversations. And right now, as you lie in your bed, you're in the most comfortable position possible. No confrontation, no angles to worry about, just peaceful rest. Temperature is another fascinating element. Research has shown that people are more comfortable and open in conversations when the room is slightly warm. Not hot, just pleasantly warm. Around 75 to 77 degrees. When rooms are cold, people tend to be more guarded or closed off. Warmth helps people relax. It's why cozy coffee shops are such pleasant places for conversations. It's why your warm bed right now feels so comfortable and safe. The temperature is just right for rest and relaxation. And as you notice the comfortable temperature around you, you can feel yourself sinking deeper into relaxation. When professional interviewers first meet someone, they don't immediately jump to important questions. They start with simple, easy topics. How was your day? Did you have any trouble getting here? Would you like some water? These simple questions serve an important purpose. They help establish a baseline of normal behavior. Everyone has their own unique way of communicating when they're relaxed and comfortable. Some people gesture a lot with their hands. Others sit very still. Some make constant eye contact. Others look around the room naturally. There's no right or wrong way. It's just how different people are. And by observing someone during casual conversation, interviewers learn what's normal for that specific person. It's really quite interesting when you think about it. We're all unique in how we communicate. There's a technique called mirroring that happens naturally in friendly conversations. When you're talking with someone you feel comfortable with, you might notice that you both start to adopt similar postures. If one person leans forward, the other might lean forward too. If someone crosses their legs, the other person might do the same a moment later. This happens unconsciously between friends and family. It's a sign of rapport and connection. Professional communicators sometimes do this intentionally to help people feel more at ease. It's not manipulative in a harmful way. It's simply understanding how humans naturally connect with each other. And as you listen to this gentle voice, you might notice yourself naturally relaxing more deeply. Finding your own comfortable rhythm of rest at eye contact is something people often wonder about. There's a common belief that liars avoid eye contact, but research shows this isn't quite accurate. Different people have different natural levels of eye contact. Some cultures encourage more eye contact than others. Some individuals are naturally more comfortable with it than others. What's actually more telling is when someone's normal pattern changes. If someone usually makes moderate eye contact and suddenly makes much more or much less, that's when it becomes interesting. But again, it could mean many things. They might be nervous, excited, distracted, or thinking deeply. Human behavior is complex and fascinating. And right now, with your eyes closed, resting peacefully, you don't need to worry about eye contact at all. You're simply here to rest and learn. Something interesting along the way, the furniture in interview rooms is chosen carefully. The person being interviewed often sits in a chair that can move or swivel slightly. The interviewer sits in a stable, fixed chair. This creates a subtle difference in how grounded each person feels. It's not about trickery. It's about understanding how physical stability affects psychological comfort. When you're in a stable position, you feel more in control. When there's slight instability, you might feel a bit more unsettled. But right now, you're in the most stable, comfortable position possible. Your bed supports you completely. There's no instability, just solid, comfortable support beneath you. And that feeling of support helps you relax even more deeply. Before any important questions are asked, professional interviewers spend considerable time learning about the person they'll be speaking with. They learn about their background, their interests, their life experiences. This isn't sinister. It's simply preparation. It helps them understand context. It helps them ask better questions. It helps them communicate more effectively. In many ways, it's like a doctor learning about a patient's medical history before treatment. Context matters. Understanding matters. And as you listen to these facts, you're building your own understanding of human psychology, one calm thought at a time. The physical environment of a conversation space matters more than most people realize. The lighting, the sounds, the comfort level, all of these factors influence how people feel and communicate. Harsh fluorescent lighting can make people feel anxious. Soft, warm lighting helps people feel calm. Loud noises can be distracting. Gentle background sounds can be soothing. Your environment right now is perfect for what you're doing. Dim lighting, comfortable temperature, the soft sound of this voice guiding you toward peaceful sleep. Everything is exactly as it should be for deep restorative rest. Let's talk about the first few moments of any conversation. Those first few seconds are important because they set the tone for everything that follows. A warm greeting, a genuine smile, a comfortable environment, these things help people feel safe and willing to engage. Professional communicators understand that trust is built gradually, starting from the very first moment of contact. And that trust is built through consistency, through respect, through creating safety. As you listen to this consistent, calm voice, you might notice yourself trusting the process of falling asleep, trusting that rest will come naturally, trusting that you're safe and comfortable. Now let's explore how people tell stories. When someone recalls a real memory, they typically tell it in chronological order. First this happened, then that happened, then this other thing. It's the natural way memory works. We experience events in time, and we recall them in time. This linear structure feels natural and easy because we're simply reporting what we remember. It's interesting to notice how your own memories work this way. Think about what you did yesterday, and notice how your mind naturally walks through the events in order. Morning, afternoon, evening. one thing leading naturally to the next. It's a comforting structure, really. Time moving forward at its natural pace. Asterisk, the timing of responses in conversation is fascinating. When someone asks you a simple question about something you know well, your answer usually comes quickly. There's no delay because you're just accessing information that's readily available in your mind. But when someone asks about something you need to think about, there might be a natural pause while you search your memory or consider your answer. Both patterns are perfectly normal. Sometimes we know things immediately. Sometimes we need a moment to think. And right now, as you rest, you don't need to think about anything at all. You can simply let your mind wander gently or settle into peaceful blankness. Whatever feels most natural and comfortable. Asterisk, language patterns reveal interesting things about how we think. When people describe their own experiences, they naturally use words like I and me and my. These first-person pronouns appear frequently because the person was there, they experienced it, they own the memory. It's a natural part of storytelling. Think about how you describe your day to a friend. I went here, I did this, I saw that. The I appears naturally throughout because you're describing your own experience. It's one of the subtle ways that language reflects our reality. And as you lie here now, you can think, I am resting, I am comfortable, I am drifting towards sleep. Those statements are true, and calming asterisk details in storytelling are distributed in interesting ways. When someone tells a true story, details tend to appear fairly evenly throughout the narrative. Some parts might have more detail than others, depending on what was important or memorable, but there's a general consistency. This makes sense because real memories have real details throughout. When you think about a trip you took or an event you attended, you can probably recall various details from different moments. The beginning, the middle, the end. Memory doesn't exist in just one part of an experience. It exists throughout, and as you drift towards sleep, your mind might wander through various memories, details appearing and fading like gentle waves. This is natural and peaceful. Asterisk, the way people answer questions reveals their thinking process. A direct question usually receives a direct answer when someone is comfortable and engaged in honest communication. Did you enjoy the movie? Yes, I did. Simple question, simple answer. But sometimes people give longer answers that include context or explanation. Did you enjoy the movie? Yes, I did. I especially liked the cinematography and the lead actor's performance. This additional information isn't suspicious or concerning. It's just someone sharing more detail because they're engaged in the conversation. Communication is rich and varied. People express themselves in different ways, and that diversity is part of what makes human interaction interesting. Asterisk, there's a psychological concept called cognitive load. It refers to how much mental effort something requires. Telling the truth about something you experienced has a low cognitive load because you're simply remembering. Creating a false story has a higher cognitive load because you're constructing something that doesn't exist in your memory. This is why when people are asked to tell a story backwards, from end to beginning, true memories can usually handle this reverse chronology fairly well, while constructed stories struggle. It's simply harder to manipulate information that doesn't exist as a real memory. But don't worry about testing this on yourself right now. Right now, you don't need to remember anything or tell any stories. You can just let your mind rest completely. Asterisk pronouns are more interesting than they might seem at first. Beyond just I and me, there are other pronouns like we and us and they and them. The pronouns people choose reveal how they see relationships and situations. Someone who says we decided sees a situation as collaborative. Someone who says they decided sees themselves as separate from the decision. Neither is right or wrong. They're just different perspectives. And it's fascinating how these tiny words carry so much meaning. As you rest here, you might think, I am peaceful, or my body is relaxed, or this is comfortable. Each statement uses pronouns differently, but they all point to the same reality. You are safe, comfortable, and at rest. Asterisk over explanation is an interesting communication pattern. Sometimes when people feel defensive or anxious, they provide excessive detail about irrelevant aspects of a story. I was wearing my blue shirt, the one I bought last month, and I had toast for breakfast. Wheat toast, not white bread, and the weather was cloudy. I think all this detail when the actual question was just, where were you yesterday afternoon? This over-explanation usually comes from anxiety about being believed. People think that more detail makes stories more believable, so they add details everywhere. But actually, natural stories have details where they matter and brevity where they don't. Still, it's understandable. We all want to be believed and understood. And right now, you don't need to explain anything to anyone. You can simply be without justification or detail. Just peaceful existence. Asterisk, the phrase, I don't recall, is interesting from a psychological perspective. It's actually more accurate than a definite yes or no for many questions about the past. Memory is imperfect. We forget things, we misremember things, details blur together. So, I don't recall is often the most honest answer to questions about events from days or weeks or months ago. There's no shame in not remembering every detail of your life. Your brain prioritizes important information and lets go of trivial details to make room for new experiences. It's efficient and healthy. And as you prepare for sleep, you can let go of everything you don't need to remember right now. Just let it all drift away into peaceful forgetfulness, asterisk apologies. Reveal interesting aspects of communication and relationships. When someone genuinely apologizes, they tend to take clear ownership. I hurt you. I was wrong. I'm sorry. The language is direct and accepts responsibility. When apologies are less genuine or more performative, the language becomes more passive. Mistakes were made. It's unfortunate what happened, but the responsibility becomes diffused, less personal. Both types of apologies exist in human communication, and understanding the difference helps us navigate relationships more effectively. But for now, you don't need to think about apologies or conflicts or anything difficult. You can just sink into the comfort of knowing that right now, in this moment, everything is peaceful and calm. Let's explore something called the read technique. This is a structured approach to professional interviews that was developed many decades ago. It consists of 9 steps that guide a conversation from introduction through to conclusion. Now, this technique has been controversial because, like any powerful tool, it can be used well or poorly. But understanding it gives us insight into how structured communication works in professional settings. And as we walk through these steps together, let your mind absorb what's interesting and let the rest just wash over you like gentle waves. There's no test, no pressure, just interesting information delivered in a calm, peaceful way. The first step is called direct confrontation, though the name sounds more aggressive than it needs to be. Essentially, it's when an interviewer clearly states their understanding of a situation. I believe this is what happened. It's direct communication, not aggressive, just clear. In regular conversations, we do this too when we say things like, I think you're upset about something, or it seems like you disagree. We're stating our perception directly. It's a normal part of honest communication. And as you lie here peacefully, you might have direct, clear thoughts like, I am tired or I want to sleep. These direct statements are simple and true. The second step is called theme development. This is when someone in a conversation offers context or explanation that might help the other person feel more comfortable. I understand why you might have done that, or anyone in that situation would have struggled. It's about creating understanding and reducing shame or defensiveness. In everyday life, we do this when we say things like, "It's okay, everyone makes mistakes," or "That sounds really difficult." We're offering compassion and context. And right now, you can offer yourself some theme development. It's okay to take time to fall asleep. Everyone needs rest. My body knows how to sleep naturally. These gentle, understanding thoughts help you relax more deeply. The third step is about handling denials. In a professional interview, when someone denies something, the interviewer doesn't necessarily argue. They might redirect the conversation or ask for clarification. Let's talk about that aspect in a moment, but first ... It's about managing the flow of conversation. In regular discussions, we do this too when we say, "I hear you, and we'll get to that, but first ... It's conversation management. And as your mind might occasionally resist sleep by thinking about tomorrow's tasks or random thoughts, you can gently redirect yourself. "That's interesting, but right now is for sleep. I can think about that tomorrow." Gentle redirection toward rest. The fourth step involves overcoming objections. This sounds more combative than it is. Really, it's just addressing concerns or questions that arise naturally in conversation. "I understand your concern about X. Let me explain why." It's problem solving through dialogue. We do this constantly in daily life. "You're worried about the cost? Let me show you the payment plan." Or, "You think it's too difficult? Let me break it down into smaller steps." It's just helpful communication. And if part of your mind is objecting to sleep right now, thinking that "I'm not tired yet," or "I have too much to think about," you can overcome those objections gently. My body needs rest regardless of how my mind feels. Thinking can happen tomorrow. Right now is for peace. The fifth step is about procuring attention. Sometimes in conversations, people become distracted or disengaged. The speaker might need to refocus the listener's attention. "Stay with me here, this is important." Or, "Let me show you something interesting." It's about maintaining connection and engagement. And right now, if your attention is wandering, that's perfectly fine. You don't need to pay attention to every word. You can drift in and out, catching phrases here and there, or not catching anything at all. Sleep is more important than attention to this content. Let your mind do whatever feels most natural and comfortable. The sixth step addresses passive mood. Sometimes in conversations, people become quiet or withdrawn. They might feel overwhelmed or defensive or simply tired. The speaker might respond with gentleness and patience. "I know this is a lot. Take your time." It's compassionate communication. And right now, you might be feeling passive or drowsy or simply relaxed. That's perfect. That's exactly the right mood for sleep. Embrace the passivity. Sink into it. Let your body be completely passive and relaxed, making no effort at all. Just peaceful, passive rest. The seventh step is called the alternative question. This is when someone offers two choices, both of which lead to continuing conversation. "Would you like to talk about this now, or should we take a short break first?" Either answer keeps things moving forward, just with different timing. In life, we use alternative questions frequently. "Do you want Chinese food or Italian? Should we meet Tuesday or Wednesday?" It's a normal way to make decisions within conversations. And right now, your mind might offer you alternative questions. "Should I think about work, or should I think about that conversation I had today?" But you can also choose a third option not offered. "Neither. I choose to think about nothing and simply rest." You always have more options than any alternative question suggests. The eighth step is about having someone share details. Once there's agreement on the basic facts of a situation, the interviewer might ask for more specific information. Can you walk me through what happened step by step? It's about getting a complete picture. In regular conversations, we do this when we're genuinely interested in someone's experience. Tell me more about that trip you took. What happened next in the story? It's how we understand each other more deeply. And as you drift towards sleep, you don't need to walk through any details or tell any stories. You can let all the details of your day just fade into comfortable vagueness. Nothing needs to be precise or clear right now. Everything can be soft and blurry. The ninth and final step is about creating a record of the conversation. In professional settings, this might mean writing down what was discussed or agreed upon. In regular life, it might be as simple as saying, "So, just to confirm, we're meeting at 6. It's about shared understanding and clarity. But for you right now, there's no need for records or confirmation or clarity. You can let everything be unclear and unrecorded. Let the day fade into forgetting. Let thoughts come and go without needing to capture or remember them. This is the beauty of the moment before sleep. Nothing needs to be preserved. Everything can just be. Now, there's an alternative approach called the cognitive interview. This technique is used mainly with witnesses who are trying to remember events accurately. It involves asking people to recall events from different perspectives and in different orders. Imagine you're viewing the scene from above. What do you see? Or start from the end and work backwards through what happened. The idea is that accessing memories from different angles can reveal more detail. It's fascinating how flexible human memory can be. But right now, you don't need to remember anything from any angle. You can let your memories rest completely. No need to access them or examine them or think about them at all. Just let everything rest, including your memory. One interesting aspect of memory is that it's not like a video recording. It's reconstructive. Every time we remember something, we're actually rebuilding the memory from pieces, and those pieces can shift or change slightly. This is why two people can remember the same event differently. They're not lying. They're just reconstructing differently. Memory is fluid and flexible and imperfect, and that's okay. It's part of being human. As you drift towards sleep, your memory of this very moment will be soft and unclear, and that's perfectly fine. You don't need to remember listening to this. You just need to let it guide you gently toward rest. Let's shift now to thinking about how these communication insights apply to everyday life. Not in interrogation rooms, but in the normal interactions we all have every day. With friends, family, coworkers, strangers. The principles of clear communication and understanding human behavior are useful in all contexts. They help us connect more effectively, understand each other better, and navigate relationships more smoothly. And as we explore these applications, continue to let yourself relax more deeply with each breath. In and out, slow and steady. Natural and peaceful dot in workplace settings, managers and employees communicate constantly. Meetings happen. Performance reviews occur. Projects are discussed. And all of this communication involves the same principles we've been discussing. Building rapport through casual conversation before addressing serious topics. Asking clear, direct questions. Listening carefully to answers. Understanding that body language and tone matter. Good workplace communication isn't about manipulation. It's about clarity, respect, and mutual understanding. And right now, you don't need to think about work at all. You can let all thoughts of tasks and responsibilities drift away. Work will still be there tomorrow. Right now is for rest and personal relationships. Communication becomes even more nuanced because emotions are more involved. When you're talking with someone you love, you want to understand them deeply and be understood deeply. This requires patience, empathy, and skill. The same skills we've been discussing, actually. Listening more than talking. asking questions to genuinely understand, not to trap or prove points, being comfortable with silence, noticing patterns in communication. All of these tools help build stronger, healthier relationships. But for now, you can let all relationship concerns fade away. The people you love are fine. Your relationships are fine. Everything can wait until tomorrow. Right now, it's just you and peaceful rest. Sales conversations use many psychological principles we've discussed. A good salesperson builds rapport, understands customer needs, presents information clearly, and helps people make decisions that benefit them. When done ethically, sales is just facilitated decision-making. When done poorly, it feels manipulative and uncomfortable. The difference is in intention and respect. Ethical salespeople genuinely want to match people with products or services that help them. Unethical salespeople just want the commission regardless of fit. The techniques might look similar on the surface, but the underlying intention creates completely different experiences. And right now, no one is selling you anything. There's no decision to make, no choice required. Just peaceful, easy rest. Parenting involves constant communication, and understanding child psychology helps parents connect with their children more effectively. Children communicate differently than adults. They're still learning language, still developing emotional regulation, still figuring out how to express complex internal experiences. Patient, understanding communication helps children feel safe and builds trust. It's not about manipulating children. It's about understanding their developmental stage and meeting them where they are. But if you're a parent, you can let those responsibilities rest for now. Your children are safe. They're fine. You've done enough today. Right now, you get to just be a person resting, not a parent working. Just peaceful, simple rest. Friendships thrive on authentic communication. With friends, we can usually be more ourselves than in professional settings. We share more honestly. We're more vulnerable. We express emotions more freely. This authenticity is part of what makes friendship precious. It's a relationship where we don't have to perform or impress. We can just be, and right now, in this moment, you don't have to maintain any friendships or communicate with anyone. You can simply be alone with yourself in peaceful solitude. All connection can wait. Right now is for disconnection from the world and deep connection with rest. Conflict resolution uses many communication principles we've discussed. When people disagree, effective resolution involves really listening to each other, asking clarifying questions, finding common ground, and working toward solutions that respect everyone's needs. It's not about winning arguments. It's about solving problems together. Good conflict resolution leaves both people feeling heard and respected, even if they don't get everything they wanted. But right now, there are no conflicts to resolve, no disagreements to work through, no problems to solve. Everything difficult can wait for tomorrow. Tonight is for peace and rest and letting everything be exactly as it is without needing to fix or change anything. Therapy is essentially structured, supportive conversation designed to help people understand themselves better and work through difficulties. Therapists use many communication techniques, asking open questions, reflecting back what they hear, providing safe space for exploration. Good therapy is collaborative, not directive. The therapist helps the person discover their own insights and solutions. It's powerful work, but right now, you don't need therapy or self-exploration or insight. You just need sleep. Simple, uncomplicated, restorative sleep. Let all the complex questions of life rest. Let all the work of understanding yourself wait for another time. Right now, just be. Public speaking is another area where understanding psychology helps. Good speakers know how to connect with audiences, how to structure information clearly, how to use pauses effectively, how to read the room and adjust accordingly. It's not magic. It's skill developed through understanding human psychology and lots of practice. But you're not giving a speech right now. You're not performing for anyone or communicating anything to anyone. You're simply lying quietly, listening to a calm voice, letting yourself drift towards sleep. No performance required. No audience to please. Just simple, private rest. Even casual conversations with strangers involve these principles. When you chat with someone in line at the coffee shop or make small talk with a neighbor, you're using communication skills. You're building brief rapport, finding common ground, exchanging pleasantries. These micro interactions form the social fabric of daily life. They're usually pleasant and easy, but right now, you don't need to interact with anyone at all. You can be completely still, completely quiet, completely at rest. No words needed. No interaction required. Just peaceful, solitary rest in the darkness and quiet of your safe, comfortable space. Public speaking is another area where understanding psychology helps. Good speakers know how to connect with audiences, how to structure information clearly, how to use pauses effectively, how to read the room and adjust accordingly. It's not magic. It's skill developed through understanding human psychology and lots of practice. But you're not giving a speech right now. You're not performing for anyone or communicating anything to anyone. You're simply lying quietly, listening to a calm voice, letting yourself drift towards sleep. No performance required. No audience to please. Just simple, private rest. Even casual conversations with strangers involve these principles. When you chat with someone in line at the coffee shop or make small talk with a neighbor, you're using communication skills. You're building brief rapport, finding common ground, exchanging pleasantries. These micro interactions form the social fabric of daily life. They're usually pleasant and easy, but right now, you don't need to interact with anyone at all. You can be completely still, completely quiet, completely at rest. No words needed. No interaction required. Just peaceful, solitary rest in the darkness and quiet of your safe, comfortable space. Even casual conversations with strangers involve these principles. When you chat with someone in line at the coffee shop or make small talk with a neighbor, you're using communication skills. You're building brief rapport, finding common ground, exchanging pleasantries. These micro interactions form the social fabric of daily life. They're usually pleasant and easy, but right now, you don't need to interact with anyone at all. You can be completely still, completely quiet, completely at rest. No words needed. No interaction required. Just peaceful, solitary rest in the darkness and quiet of your safe, comfortable space. We're approaching the end of our journey together, Jenny. You've absorbed so much interesting information about human psychology and communication. Some of it you'll remember. Some of it has already faded into the gentle fog of approaching sleep. And that's exactly perfect. You don't need to remember everything. You don't need to remember anything, really. The information is there in your mind somewhere, and if it's useful, it will surface when you need it. If not, it will simply dissolve, and that's fine too. What matters now is that you've spent this time in gentle learning, in quiet rest, in peaceful solitude. You've given your mind interesting things to think about while your body settled into deeper and deeper relaxation. And now, as we finish, you can let everything go completely. All the facts, all the concepts, all the ideas. Just let them all float away like leaves on a gentle stream. They served their purpose. They kept your mind engaged just enough to allow your body to relax fully. And now they can go not think about your body right now. Notice how comfortable you are, how heavy and relaxed. Your head sinking into the pillow, your shoulders soft and loose, your arms resting peacefully at your sides or wherever they naturally fell, your chest rising and falling with slow, effortless breaths. your stomach soft, your legs heavy and still, your feet completely relaxed. Every part of you is at rest. Every muscle is soft. Every joint is loose. You are completely, totally, perfectly relaxed, and your mind is following your body into rest. Thoughts are slowing down. The constant mental chatter is quieting. The need to think or plan or worry is fading. Everything is becoming soft and blurry and distant, like you're sinking underwater, but the water is warm and safe and perfectly comfortable. Sound is muffled. Light is dim. Everything is gentle and slow and peaceful. You might still be awake listening to these words, or you might already be drifting in that space between waking and sleeping, where you're sort of aware but not quite conscious. Or you might already be asleep, and these words are just washing over you without any meaning at all. Just sound that confirms you're safe and can continue sleeping deeply. Wherever you are in that spectrum is exactly right. There's no wrong way to be right now. If you're still awake, don't worry about it. Don't try to force sleep. Just continue to lie here comfortably, breathing slowly, letting your body be heavy and still. Sleep will come when it's ready. You can't chase it or grab it or demand it. You can only create the right conditions and then allow it to arrive naturally. And you've created perfect conditions. Comfort, darkness, quiet, relaxation. All the pieces are in place. Sleep will come, and when it does come, you'll transition so smoothly you probably won't even notice the moment it happens. One moment you'll be awake, the next you'll be dreaming, and you won't remember the space in between. That's how sleep works. It's gentle and sneaky and kind. It takes you when you're not looking. And in the morning, you'll wake refreshed, having no memory of when or how you fell asleep. You'll just know that you were listening to something interesting, and then you were dreaming, and now it's morning dot, so let yourself continue sinking. Deeper and deeper into rest. Deeper into your comfortable bed. Deeper into the quiet darkness. Deeper into peace. There's nowhere you need to be. Nothing you need to do. No one you need to communicate with. No problems to solve. No thoughts to think. Just this, just now. Just rest. Simple, sweet, complete rest. Your breathing is so slow now. So gentle. Each breath carrying you deeper. Each exhale releasing more tension, more thought, more wakefulness. Breathing out the day. Breathing out everything that happened. Breathing out everything you learned. Just breathing out, 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 out. And each inhale brings in peace, calm, rest. Breathing in deep, restorative sleep. In and out. Slow and steady. Natural as waves on a beach. Rhythmic and endless and soothing dot, you are safe. You are comfortable. You are exactly where you need to be. Everything is taken care of. All responsibilities can wait. All concerns can rest. Tomorrow exists, but it's far away. Tonight, there is only this moment, this breath, this peaceful, perfect, complete rest, and so we end where we began, in quiet, in peace, in rest. Thank you for spending this time learning and relaxing together. I hope you found it interesting. I hope it helped you unwind. And I hope, above all, that you sleep deeply, dream sweetly, and wake tomorrow feeling refreshed and restored. Good night. Sleep well. Rest deeply. You deserve this peace. You've earned this rest. Let sleep take you gently into dreams. And I'll see you in the next video for another journey of fascinating facts and peaceful rest. Sweet dreams.